The biggest misconception that most people make when we talk about self-defense is to assume that your first line of defense is a physical technique. If you find yourself in a physical altercation, you've usually made some type of strategic error. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ted Argyle from Adrenaline Martial Arts Centre, and I've been teaching martial arts now for over 30 years. At Adrenaline, we teach Muay Thai kickboxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, martial arts weaponry, and self-defense. In our self-defense classes, we have two primary areas of study. We teach what's called soft skills, which are the non-physical things you can do before physical contact has taken place. And we teach hard skills, which are the physical things you can do once physical contact has taken place. When most people think about self-defense training or entertain the idea of doing self-defense training or learning it, they assume it's going to be more of the latter. And yes, there is a heavy emphasis in our school on preparing people for those physical kind of dynamics. What do you do if someone throws a punch at you? What do you do if someone grabs hold of you? What do you do if your opponent has a knife? What do you do if you end up on the ground? All those questions are answered through physical responses and physical training. Of course they are. But what we also teach and what's missing in most martial arts systems are the soft skills. The soft skills are the equivalent if you were driving a car of wearing a seatbelt. They're your first line of defense. The first thing we teach when we teach soft skills is awareness, and we articulate awareness through a colour code system which comprises of 4 colours. We have code white, which is zero awareness. Zero awareness is perfectly fine and perfectly healthy if you're in a safe environment, not good if you're in a potentially dangerous environment, just like getting in the car without a seatbelt. Number 2 is what we call code yellow. Code yellow is where you have a general awareness. Again, if we use the car as an analogy again, if you're driving in the car and you're not aware of what's happening around you, it's likely to have an accident. Now, we apply the same type of rationale when we're walking out in public, that if we're not aware of what's happening around us, we could potentially find ourselves in a self-defense situation before we even know we're in one. And of course, the less chance you have to prepare yourself, both psychologically and physically, the less likely it is you'll be able to actually defend yourself. We have what's called code orange, which is the next level, and this is where we assess a threat. So if we are walking down the street, let's say, and there's 2 or 3 individuals walking towards us, and they look a bit nasty, look a bit dangerous, and they're perhaps staring at us, they might have been pointing at us or swearing at us, whatever it might be, we need to assess that as a legitimate threat or not a legitimate threat. If it is a legitimate threat, what can we do to avoid that situation? It may be as simple as walking into a shop, going across the road, getting back into your car, something of that nature. Or are you going to have to prepare yourself to physically defend yourself? So this is what we call an assessment level. Obviously, our primary goal is to avoid. So if we can avoid the situation, that's our first line of defense. If we can't avoid it, then we start preparing ourselves to physically defend ourselves. And there's numerous ways you can do that, and our classes cover that. The last level is what we call code red, and this is where some type of physical action is required on our part. So we've seen a situation evolve, someone's presented themselves to us, they're aggressive, their demeanour is aggressive, their body language is aggressive, what's coming out of their mouth is aggressive. It's likely that they're going to attack us physically, so this is going to require some type of physical action on our part. It may not be violent, meaning you may not punch the person in the head. It may just be a matter of pushing the person and creating space. But either way, code red is where we apply some type of physical movement to protect ourselves or our loved ones. So that's the first thing I'd like to share with you today on the soft skills. We'll have more videos coming up in the future where we talk about this sort of stuff. If you're interested in learning self-defense with us, we have classes available 5 days a week, and it's just a matter of sending me a message to ask how we get started. Thanks for watching this video, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you.